Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. I'm outside actually sitting in my yard in my truck watching my son uh, play around outside because he got a game. He's practicing basketball. And I just wanted to take this time to talk about the effects of divorce when it comes to children. So my son personally now asked me he asked me to go see a therapist because of the effects of the divorce was just bothering him. Sometimes people don't realize that the things that you're actually doing, trying to do to the other parent, it really only affects the child, not the parent. And when more people realize that, I think things will get better. Because there are a lot of people. For one, I am a child of divorced parents. I am a mother of children that's dealt with separation and divorce. My oldest two kids, I was with their dad for 8 years, and I watched them after we separated. I watched them go through so much, and it all stemmed from things their dad would do. Like and finally, like, because we were on a bad, me and him didn't have a good relationship, but we for the past it's been a good minute since we kind of reconciled our relationship, and we get along well. I had talked to him about it, and I told him, like, because my son is suffering. My oldest son, he's suffering, and it's all stemming from things from years ago when me and his dad when me and their dad separated, and it affected him to the point to where he has mental health issues. And now my youngest, my baby, anxiety, missing his dad, like, and mind you, y'all, I would not ever keep my kids from their father. No matter what is ever said or done, that's not something I would do. I was always wanting a break, but I'm that type of mother that I'm gonna do what I gotta do for my kids, and regardless if their father is there or not. And it had got to a point to where my kids, that they always came first. I became a mother at the age of 20, and I put my life and soul into my kids. Like, if it came to a point to where somebody wanted me to go somewhere my kids can go, I wouldn't go. I just kind of, I never wanted to throw my kids off on anybody. I knew that I was all they had other than my family, and I just never been that type of person to want to throw my kids off on somebody else and go party and live my life. And I gave up so much at the early age of 20, and it caused a lot of depression and stuff for me as well, because I pretty much gave up my life. And just watching my kids go through so much, I I feel like if people realize this is mother and father, because there's some mothers out here that do try to keep their children away from their father as a grudge against the father, not knowing that that's going to cause long-term effects on the child in the future. But it's going to cause long-term effects on the child in the future. And as much as men like to say, well, she won't let me see my child, and they leave it at that, fight for your babies. Fight for your babies. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for your babies, because they need you in their lives. They do. And if you might think that it's not harming them or affecting them in any way, trust me, it is. Because as a mother, I see it. I see it. So there's laws out here for you to to be able to see your child, regardless what the mother has to say. So don't let she won't allow you to see your child as an excuse. And get your baby some therapy because it is needed. I wish I had therapy at his age. My mom and dad got divorced when I was in middle school, and I wish I had therapy at that age. And it I mean, just watching my child, sometimes I just get teary eyed just thinking about my children because my oldest kids, I can see them struggling, and sometimes they don't tell me things, and you know, and sometimes they do, and you keep that relationship open to where your kids are available to talk to. You are available to talk and listen to your children because there's a lot going on in the world, and things aren't getting better in the world. And on top of that, dealing with issues in their household with their mom and their dad, adding on to the stress of what goes on in the school system and what's going on in society in general. It's a lot, and it takes a lot to deal to to get through each day. Cover your babies in prayer and get them some help. If you're going through a divorce or separation, it don't matter what age they are. It's never too late for therapy. Everybody, I believe, needs to go through therapy. After all that we've gone through in this world, everybody needs Jesus and a therapist. Um, but yes, you're looking at somebody who's been on both ends, the child and the mother. So do what you can to be in your children's life. Do what you can to allow the other parent to be in that children's life, that child's life, because it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. And I hope that one day me and my ex-husband, oh, because my divorce is finally finalized, y'all. Thank the Lord. I hope that because this is off of both of our shoulders, that me and him both can co-parent and co-parent well. I'm not holding any grudges. I just want my child to be okay. Um, no matter what. I just hope that he doesn't continue to do things, and I hope that he realizes that it is affecting his son. His son loves him, and that's all that matters. I just hope that he makes the effort to do more, to do, just see him, to be there and realize that his son needs him, and that trying to get back at me for anything, it's only hurting him. So I always like to share my testimony. I don't share everything, y'all. Trust and believe me. I have some stories that I could share, but I don't. I don't share everything. As much as people think that I might be telling them, no, you have not heard the a fourth of my story. Um, but I'm using segments or using parts of my story that I know that can help other people who's going through it. Um, Being that I was a young mom, I didn't know, you don't know. And being that I didn't get the help that I needed when I was young, it took time for me to realize, what my issues was, and to help my kids through their issues and not take anything out on anybody. just to make sure that my kids are straight. And that's the main priority, to make sure my mental health is straight and my kids' mental health is straight. Um, because I feel like it will work wonders if we all could just focus on the mental health of our children, the mental health on each other. Um, because a lot of times when you do things and when you're in a relationship or you're married or whatever, and you're divorcing or separating, and you try to do something to get back at the other person in the relationship, it usually falls it can backfire on your children. And that's what happened in my situation to an extent. um and my mom brought that to my attention. My mom and my sister has been my rock through this whole thing, and I thank them, Lord. I just thank the Lord for my mom and my sister. Like, they know everything. They know everything, and they have really helped me um come to grips and understand a lot. Um, so I just thank God for that. Um, but I thank God for my children and being able to recognize the signs, and for him to feel comfortable enough to come to his mom and tell his mom that he want to see a therapist. It made me sad, that I was glad that he was smart enough to open up to me and tell me that. So I'm getting my baby some help. And I just hope that you guys, if you're going through any of this, that you do whatever you can to get your children some help. You do whatever you can to allow your children to see their other parent, to be in their lives. And if you are the parent that's not in the child's life, I pray that you get yourself together to do what's best for your children, because it's not about you, it's about them. God bless.